Hello, viewers. Thank you for joining in. Today, we are going to have a live session with Yogesh Verma ji. He is the Commissioner of Income Tax with Income Tax Department, and he is based out of New Delhi office. He is specifically looking after the advance pricing agreements under the transfer pricing regime of Indian Income Tax Act. And today, we are going to discuss with him various aspects of advanced pricing agreement which have been impacted due to this COVID-19 and how the APA process will go ahead in future and what has been the progress up till now. So welcome Yogesh sir. We thank you very much for taking out time for this webinar and sharing your thoughts with the viewers. So sir, we'll start with few basic questions. Basically, we all know that the APA program of India has been quite successful. So we just want to know from you as of now, how many APAs have been signed by the Indian government with SSEs?
Around 271 last year. We had
सर आपकी वॉइस थोड़ी सी दूर से आ रही है सर, थोड़ा सा पास आ जाएंगे.
Hello.
Yes
Am I
sir, it's
audible?
better now. Yes sir, it's better now.
So we have around 271 last year,
Okay.
71 bilateral and unilateral both. And this year maybe another 50 or 60 would be there because this year's annual report is not yet out, so we don't have exact numbers for financial year 1920.
Okay.
So accordingly, we can estimate we have around 271 till 31st March 2019.
Very good, sir. So in 1 year, probably there would be many more APAs which have already been signed, but obviously
Yeah,
data will come through.
yeah, it
So,
will
sir,
come.
any number about the APA which have been signed bilaterally with other governments?
Till last year, around 31, 32 APAs have been signed bilaterally. Bilateral APA takes a lot of time. It takes
Okay,
more than an average of more than 4 years because two country authorities have to concur, the taxpayers, both entities have to concur, a lot of discussions, cross discussions take place. So it takes time. So maybe around 31, 32 have taken place till last year. So current
great.
year's figures have not been released, so I'm not really mentioning them.
Sure, sir, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, sir, due to this COVID-19, there has been a nationwide lockdown, and obviously it would have had impact on the APA discussions as well. So, sir,
Hmm.
during this lockdown, were there any APA discussions which were continuing, or it was also on hold?
Yes, yes. We were continuing and we have been processing our position papers. We have been discussing with the applicants, representatives. Of course, we have not been visiting them. That has been barred, but we are on touch on telephone through video calls.
Okay,
It is taking. It is moving on.
okay. So, sir, there is also one question which comes to mind that now this lockdown has extended beyond 50 days and it is expected to be more. And metro cities are majorly impacted, which are the
Hmm.
most, hub of APA agreements and big
Hmm.
multinational companies. So,
Hmm.
sir, the deadline to file APA for financial year 1920 is still extended to 30th June. Do you
Yeah.
foresee that this date will be further extended? Is there any discussion within the
I would not be
department?
able to. I would not be able to comment on that because
Okay,
ultimately that depends on the representation the government receives. That is something I cannot comment. But
sure,
I
sir.
think
Thank.
this 3 months extension is there. That is fair and reasonable because
Okay,
more or less APA is not something you would come off the cuff. The applicants must have been processing their matter before that. So
right,
it's not material that whether you get 3 more months or 1 more month. Because already there have been 90 days out there. So they
right,
can be
right,
processed. Yeah.
right, sir. Sure. So, sir, regarding the meetings, which were physical visits, which department used to undertake for the client's place or the factories or the office space.
Mhm.
So, in the wake of this COVID-19, where social distancing is very much important, do you
Mhm.
foresee that the site visits would be possible through webinars or through virtual meets, virtual
So
tours?
we have
How do you
sought,
see
yeah,
it?
I we have sought approval from our board And in any case, we will come out with some SOPs regarding field site visits or regarding physical meetings if required with the applicants, because sometimes a physical meeting is required. Certain things can be across the table. We will be coming out with an SOP right now. We are on lockdown, so we are only at best discussion through email calls, and the progress has been fair and reasonable. I mean, the last 2 months we have done fairly. Our pace has not really slowed down.
Okay, that's great. That's great to hear, sir. So basically, some SOPs will be coming out
Yeah,
in
we'll
near
come out
future.
with a mechanism. We'll come out with a mechanism. Let us see what happens on Monday, how government pans out the next phase, when the release will be there or lockdown will be there, or how it will come out. We'll know, and then only we'll be able to come out with. We will
Okay,
process.
okay.
Yeah.
So, sir, any visibility on when the physical meetings would resume for the
Can't
taxpayers
say.
and the AP agreement?
Cannot say. At
Cannot
this
say as of
moment,
now.
it's too premature.
Okay.
Because we are also working on web-based meetings, web-based site visits. That also being considered and processed. If that is possible, then maybe physical going will not be required. But let
Okay.
us
So
see
that is
how it comes out. Abhi,
right.
it's all see. Let us see what kind of framework comes out next week. After that, only decision will be taken.
Great, sir. This is great to know that at least department is looking towards new avenues of virtual meetings and it is being
Mhm.
considered.
Mhm.
Obviously, final word will be out when the SOPs are rolled out. But it is
Yeah.
good to hear that technological advancements are there and why should we not use it?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, sir, also, do you feel that during this COVID-19, there has been a lot of impact on the economic activity? So,
Mhm.
one another question which comes to mind is that APAs which have already been decided,
Mhm.
would there be a possibility where revenue authorities can think of renegotiating such contracts with the taxpayers? Because obviously, the margins which have already been agreed may not hold true during these times.
It depends. It actually, it depends from case to case. In fact, I would dare say that in some sectors, because of this COVID, there have been, some benefits to some sectors. Some sectors have suffered. Some have suffered immensely. So it will depend on case to case, and there are set of rules. This is which the revision can be stopped. But it has to come out case by case. There cannot be any one fit one all the kind of solution. So they have to come up. If somebody is seeking a revision, as per rules, they have an option. They can come up and seek the revision.
Okay, so Income Tax Act provides for the rules wherein
Yeah,
the taxpayer can come and seek revisions.
rule 10 sub rule. I think OP or something. There are set of rules. Sub rule of 10. So they deal with the APA related functions. There is a
Okay,
provision for revising in case there are change in economic factors and all. So the changes can be sought. But then they have to make out a robust case. Ultimately, TP-based adjustments are all based on contemporaneous data. So if you have gone down, your contemporaneous data has also gone down. So let us see how things pan out. It's too premature at this stage to specifically say what is the impact and all, because right now you are going through the impact. So concrete information will take some time to shape up and come out.
okay. But obviously, when you have mentioned the rules, so income tax authorities will surely be open for such discussions and accepting
Yeah,
the applications.
APA is a very different tool. APA is not something which is routine tax scrutiny or tax audit kind of stuff. APA has to have both the parties have to be convinced about the price, transfer price for a particular transaction, service or good. So if a revision is called for, it is called for, but it will be done on a case to case basis.
So, sir, if such application is filed for revision, how do you foresee whether a full-fledged APA discussion would be undertaken or a complete fact-finding will be undertaken, or is it only the economic factors which are at presently
So actually,
foreseeable?
once we have to go back to government, then we have to examine the thing we know in that case. In case or whatever the amendment is being sought, accordingly we will decide whether we go for a whole hog revision or we look at only from a limited perspective. It will all depend on what the applicant is seeking. Ultimately, the
Okay.
revision has to be sought by the applicant and what extent, what is the extent and scope of their revision that will decide the further course of action. It may be minor, so it will be done accordingly. If it is calling for whole hog revision, then it will be viewed differently. So, but it is,
Okay.
I mean, at this stage, it is slightly hazy. You cannot really commit or you cannot really comment on what course things will take. But the rules, the procedure, the tax protocol provides for revision or for relook at the things.
So, sir, if such revision takes place, would this revision be for 1 year? Means what the rules provides? Would it be for 1 year or would it be for the entire remaining period of the APA?
That also depends on what is it being sought, because ultimately COVID protocol government has yet to come out. What is exactly going to be the outcome or impact of COVID? So ultimately, right now you cannot say it. Right now the process, right now the pandemic thing is on, and I don't know how long it will take, whether it winds up fast or whether it persists. So at present you can't say how long it will take. And
Okay.
then again, I'm again sort of at the cost of repeating what applicant will seek, whether an applicant really seeks a revision or whether an applicant is interested in not seeking a revision. So ultimately, for an applicant, the impact lies here as well as in the parent state. So they
Right.
have to fit both the things.
So basically, it will depend upon the relief sought by the SSC, and
Yeah.
only then the department will take a call and how to proceed with
Yes.
it.
But it will be re-examine such matters. In fact, EPA is all on a case by case basis.
Right. Right. So, sir, at present, the department is accepting fresh applications also. Is it open? The
Yes,
department is open?
they, they can apply. Yeah, department is open there. Right now, I'm sitting in my office. My principal CC's office is open. Their applications are filed with the Office of Principal CC International Tax. So they can be filed. Or in fact, we are also probably considering something is under examination whether they can be filed online also.
Okay.
That also I think something will come out very soon.
That's great, sir. So, it would be very good initiative by the department if the APA applications can also be filed online, just
Lot
like
of
ITRs and other applications.
yeah, lot of things are being considered to facilitate and to help out the tax applicants. Let us see how much is finally approved and how much of it comes out.
Great, sir. That
Right.
was very good information, sir, for sharing with us. And
Mhm.
also, sir, one more thing which comes to my mind is that this time is very, very hazy, as you mentioned, that we
Mhm.
cannot look beyond certain point of time, and we are not very sure that
Yeah.
how the things are going to span out. So, what
Mhm.
is your personal feeling that SSC should take this opportunity and file the APA, or would it be better for them to hold on for some time and be clear about the economic positions and then file the APA?
I cannot say. I will, in fact, we want them to come for APA, but it's their call because then it's binding on them also. So it's their specific need, their specific call. Of course, APA gives them a fair degree of certainty over a very long period of time. So it is highly advisable to seek this APA route.
So APA can be a good tool to, in fact, mitigate the exposures of TP at a later
Yeah.
point of time.
When things are outcomes are uncertain, it's really advisable.
Right. So in the unilateral, in bilateral APAs, you mentioned that the average time period for conclusion of APA is around 4 years. So what is the kind of average
I would
period
not
for
say that
unilateral?
I would not say that 4 years. It could be less also, but it is a complicated process
Okay.
because it involves two countries' authorities. So the effort is doubled. And
Right.
then tax applicant also has to see cross-country implications. Sometimes they have presence in more than two geographies. So then they would also want to factor in and examine various things. So
Okay. Sir,
it takes
has India signed any multilateral APA also?
not that I am aware of.
Okay. Okay. Great, sir. Sir, any other information which you would like to share with the viewers for general information?
No, I think
Which
AP, they are all experts. They know what AP is. All those things are elementary. So specific queries you have asked, I don't think beyond that anything else I need to share. If, if any participant is there and any specific query, of course not related to any case,
yeah,
I
yeah,
would
obviously, obviously.
like to answer. That's it.
So, viewers, if you have any query, you can post it in the comments box. We will put it to Yogesh ji. And Sir Atul Poddar, there is one query. Can we apply for revision of APA? Atul ji, Yogesh ji has already answered that there is a provision in the Income Tax Act under Rule 10, which provides that SSC can obviously file for the revision of APA, and the income tax authorities will take it on a case to case basis and evaluate all the factors and the relief sought by the SSC and then decide upon it. Yes, already entered also, already entered, already signed. All those
Yes.
APAs can also be renegotiated and an application can be filed for revision. Right, sir?
Yeah. This is 10S. Rule
10,
10S.
10S, right.
Yeah. 10S and
Rule
10Q. 10Q and 10S. Specific rules
10Q and
regarding.
10S.
Yeah.
So Atulji, Rule 10Q and 10S, you can take recourse to those rules and then file for a revision of APA, which has already been signed. Sir, Atulji's next question is that whether it has to be filed with CBDT or APA. I think you have already answered that it has to be filed with Commissioner of International Tax, right?
The Principal Commissioner of International Tax.
Principal Commissioner of Income Tax.
Yeah.
Right. So, sir, there is one more question, which
Yeah.
is from Mr. Nitin Narang. What is the
So
impact of MLI and changes being suggested by OECD on APAs? So, sir,
Nitin,
do you
we have to come up with this. We have to come up with this, Nitin. In any case, APA will not factor in the cumulative impact of various aspects, and how MLI will pan out, we'll have to see. And I think this is a major factor in your decisions whether to go in for EPA or not. I hope I am able to answer your query.
right? So, basically, what Yogesh wants to say is that APAs will be impacted by MLI, but how it impacts is to be considered by country, and the provisions which you are seeking.
And actually, MLI will impact how MLI will affect all the participant countries. It will be seen because many nations probably have not yet notified. Most of them have notified. Some notifications are still pending. It is still panning out. So
Right. And
how the countries will be affected as a group, I don't know. But case by case, we'll see.
right.
We'll see.
And so, do you also foresee that Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 approach, which have been suggested by OECD, whenever it comes through, would it also, do you foresee that it will also have impact on the APA process?
It's too premature, First, when it comes through, and now this COVID thing, how much modification that, and how strict that, and the OECD is going to come up with fresh, they are seeking fresh papers, fresh views on many things. They are also
Okay.
examining the effect of COVID. So, I think it's really premature to make any comments or call on these aspects at this stage.
Right, sir, right. So, viewers, if you have any other query, please do mention in the comments box. We are there for another minute or
If
two.
there are queries, if right now they are not there, they can be posted to Anshul, and they can be shared with me. If I can, I will try to answer through Anshul or through email later on also. No issues. But no specific
Right, sir. There is one
based
more
queries.
question from Atulji, which yes, yes. So there is one more question which we have already answered. I'm
Yeah.
just mentioning it for the sake of Atulji's convenience. In revision of APA, we are considering only 1 year or balance period left. Yogesh ji had answered this question during the in earlier questions that it depends upon the relief sought by the SSC and on the circumstances and the facts which are presented by the taxpayer. Sir, please correct me if I'm wrong.
It is based on the change in economic circumstances. So how you are perceiving the change in economic factors, and how the subsequent examination will consider this, will decide what is the range, what is the impact range for such revisions. Okay.
Right. So basically, it will depend upon the relief sought in the revision application.
Yeah.
Right. So, friends, you can share your queries at this particular email ID. Let's share bharat@gmail.com. And as sir mentioned, please don't put case specific queries, you can ask. There is one more comment which has come in. Okay, just thanking. So, dear friends, Let's Share is an initiative, a community initiative for professionals like chartered accountants and who are practicing in tax and regulatory arena. We keep on bringing interesting sessions for you, which are knowledge enhancing and which give clarity on the various provisions of law. So we again thank you, Yogesh sir, very much for taking out time on this day and taking queries impromptu on a live session. It has been very informative, and we look forward to having much more sessions with the income tax authorities and interacting with you in future, sir.
Right. Thank you. You're welcome. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. We are signing off. Bye, everyone.